Hi, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Creatively Speaking. I'm Kadeja, a.k.a. Ligg, and I'm sitting here with my amazing co-host. Introduce yourself, friends.
I'm J Law, everybody. Back Creatively Speaking. Here to round out the year. I'm excited for this one.
You know, Cook here. Last episode of the year. Let's get into it.
Happy New Year.
Yes, sir.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
How y'all been? What's going on? Holidays and things?
How was Christmas for y'all?
Christmas was cool. I literally took my Christmas tree down today. So, yeah, I don't play no games. Once it's over, we out of here.
On the tight shit.
We here for the next. But it was good, you know, seeing family and everything. Just decompress a little bit. So it was definitely relaxed. Didn't do too much.
I love that. What about you? How was Christmas?
Christmas was chill. So I'm in the middle of moving, so I didn't go anywhere. I'm trying to get my life together.
You didn't go see your family or nothing? You was in a group?
I mean, so I am moving back home, so I'm like, y'all, I'm gonna see y'all in like a couple
Damn.
weeks.
Y'all got it.
I'm actually good.
Like, I would like my time before,
Yeah.
but no, I did see them. I ended up seeing them like a day after, so I knew I was gonna see them that
Okay.
week. And if anybody know where my parents live, that's a flight.
It is.
So
Yeah.
I couldn't take too many flights in the same week. So, you know, I chilled out. How about you?
I went home to Richmond,
Okay.
went to go see my people, but it was like an in and out. Usually when I go to Richmond, it's like a few days. So it was cool just to, hey, y'all, bye, y'all. But did y'all see Beyonce, though?
Oh, yeah.
Let's jump into that. Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Christmas was cool, whatever. But
Ain't
did y'all see
like your
Beyonce?
team ain't play law.
Right. I was front and center. You know, we're going to skip the football. But I
Oh,
was,
but y'all did win.
Exactly, we did,
Congratulations.
we
But
did, you know.
Beyonce was there.
It-
Yeah.
I was front and center for that as well, and it was amazing. And I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest Beyonce fan, but I follow her music and things like
There's
that.
no way that you can't be a fan at this point. It's
Exactly.
like the woman is the woman.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be truthful. I didn't even listen to the last album. I didn't,
But did you listen to the music now?
and I love it. You know what I mean? So it plays a hand in hand. But I loved it. I called it before. I was gonna say Blue was gonna come out and
Yeah.
perform with her. She did.
For a
But
long
even.
time, too.
My girlfriend was watching it with me. She gave me like some tidbits of like country singers that came out with her, and
Tanner Adele was
yeah,
one,
like that. She really put other people on. I love that for that
mhm.
stage and the production. I know we just did the Netflix episode, but
We
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. Let's recap. We gotta.
that was Super Bowl quality production for just a regular season game. I mean, hats off to them for that. For real.
Yo, honestly, I mean, off the I've seen 4K. I've never seen a football game that clear.
It was so crispy.
in my life.
Man.
Like that joint was crispy. And then the halftime show though, I did like appreciate all the country music artists that she brought out. Like just the nuances. Shout outs to VA own Shabuzi.
Shout out to Shabuzi.
He's
word.
been having a year.
Yeah.
And to have the number one song and to be performing with Beyonce at the halftime, which now I forget the I want to say Deion Hardwin. One of the producers talked about like Beyonce set a standard where now artists are going to want to perform for the NFL
That's a good point.
At
at
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Like that's
Made a whole new
you made a
market.
whole new industry of that. So now if I'm Netflix, yeah, let's lock in this 5-year deal
Exactly.
and doing halftime shows. Now I don't know if they're going to get the full Beyonce production from other artists, but
She set the bar high, but she's gonna put on. Other people are gonna come out now and like, okay, let me do something for Christmas time.
For sure.
nah, that's definitely it. Anybody you think that you would want to see at Christmas? I think they got to give Mariah a
That's
holiday
classic.
one.
Oh,
That's a
Mariah
classic.
would be good.
Yeah, that's a
Mariah would be good
classic.
next year. I don't know. I'm down for anybody, honestly.
I got a
Yeah.
quick.
Jay-Z.
Will Ho
Okay,
perform
we
again?
can't. Oh, Hov.
Will he perform again?
I'm not gonna say that's beneath him, but I think he just
No,
moved
maybe
on. He moved
Lil
on.
Wayne will do it. You know, Wayne died
That's
for something.
That's a consolation prize.
Hey, now that's what we just
Wayne
saw.
had something, Lord.
You better bring it, Wayne. Nah,
Definitely. Do you think it's gonna transition to that being a thing like on Thanksgiving as well?
Eventually, maybe.
Okay.
Eventually, but I
don't
definitely
know why
think
they
that
haven't.
the advertisers are gonna be giving money out the ass for next Christmas.
bro, when I was watching that Netflix stream, all the brand advertisement, like it was. I mean, they were branded up. Like
No,
they
for
had
real.
the thick lower third. I'm like, dang, this not y'all not even hiding it.
Nah.
Like y'all want us to
Front
know
and
who's
center.
paid for
Always
this.
selling
Yeah,
something.
Exactly.
everything's real estate. Everything is.
No,
I got
for real.
I got a Christmas question for y'all though, for real.
Happy
before-
holidays.
You know, how do y'all handle bad Christmas gifts?
Interesting.
Am I the only one that's ever received one?
It depends on who it's from. Because if it's from a significant other, you have to really tread lightly.
Fuck it.
But if it's from my family, You just gotta love it. But if it's for my family, I'm like the real quote unquote family member. So I'm like, girl, I don't know about this. But if it's from a significant other, I've definitely had a man give me something that was too small. And I'm like, I don't know. And it's not even my style. So I don't know where you're at. It didn't come in a bag. It just was in his
picked that up
car.
on the way
like,
over.
We're going to correct this.
I'm like, okay, is this a small, babe? Nothing about me says small. So, yeah, I don't know. I think at a certain point, you just have to be real and be like, yeah, this is nice, but no, you have to be nice with it. What about y'all?
I'm with Khadijah on that one because it all depends on who it's from. I'm not even a real big gift person in terms of like, if you get me something cool, if you don't, I'm fine. Believe me, I'm not tripping.
I am good.
Yeah, I'm
not looking
tripping
for it.
So whatever you get me, it's just a thought that you thought about me. I'm not even tripping if it's, not a good gift. But significant other is different. Give me something I don't like, I'm going to tell you and I'm going to let you know. Because that's how we learn. That's how we grow.
And also, like, don't you a little bit offended, too? It's like, what? You thought...
Bro, nah, I ain't gonna hold you.
I like that. Like, what?
Now that I'm no longer in relationships, I can speak on something.
The shackles are off your feet.
Right.
Somebody got me like a wallet. I'm like, I don't even want this. Like, I have
wallet is a solid gift. It's not thoughtful enough for you?
It's not, especially knowing all that I do. Like, honestly, you could get me something Eagles related. Like, to get me a wallet because you didn't like the way I had my wallet, I don't care.
Women will do that. We'll get you something just because we think it's useful.
Right.
Right. Like,
You need this nigga.
That need to be an idiot.
Well, you might not want it, but you gonna get it today.
Nah, yo, make that a just because gift. Don't waste my Christmas rounds on that.
On a holiday.
That don't count because that bag you got was the one you wanted.
But if it was a Louis wallet, you'll be like, oh, all right.
But I didn't want nor need a wallet. Like, get me something else.
Shot in.
He's
still salty about that wallet, girl.
Hey, nah, she good. Live your life, queen.
I don't know. I feel like gifts like that, they're always useful. Now, if I just bought one and then you got me one, you're not thinking. At that point, you're just doing anything.
You're just doing whatever.
I'm cool with a nice wallet. I like a nice wallet. So
I got towels before.
Interesting.
I'm sorry. From a significant other?
Yes, a nigga gave me towels. I was like, he gave me wallets. He gave me towels.
Nah, yo.
For my Christmas.
I don't even know where that fits.
We gotta fight.
Yeah,
we gotta fight.
That's
my brother in Christ, wherever you are. Don't ever get another girl towels for the holidays.
I'll take a wallet over towels.
Yeah.
Now I feel ungrateful.
You should. I mean, honestly, I was gonna say that anyway, but it's fine now.
Go ahead, man. What we got for today?
Yeah. So today, y'all, we are ending the year talking about creatives that impact us or like someone that really stole the show this year, y'all. We each have our own individual ones, so I love that because we all have our very own unique vibes and niches. So I think once you hear who we pick, you're gonna be like, oh, I vibe with this person. So who wants to go first? Rock, paper, scissors, or what are we gonna?
I mean, well, first, what did you look for in your creative? Like, as you're selecting your creative,
Mm-hmm.
what were you considering? For me, I know I was considering cultural impact specifically. I was considering artistry because as a creative, you do have to lead in like some sort of art changing world. Yeah. And I was looking at it also from a business objective, like, okay, what has this produced or what has this creative done throughout the year that's not only elevated their own financial means, but people around them in their circle. So that's some things that were top of mind for me. What about you?
Thesis. What about you?
I like that. Mine was artistry, especially because, like Cook said, when you're creative, it's something that strikes the eye that people see that make you do a double look. Damn, you really.
You're right.
Yeah,
he really ate that up.
The impact, and something that's different that you look at and like, oh, it takes me back to a time, or how can you really put two things together that don't seem like they need to exist in the same space? So that was a big thing for me.
Okay, I think mine was a mix of the two. I definitely want someone that made me feel something, that either made me inspired to create something, more comfortable in my own artistry and creativity, and someone that stopped the scroll. I think in this day and age, a lot of people are putting out content, putting out shit, but are you really shifting the culture and making people pay attention is super hard in the time that we're in. So anybody that's getting the headlines, that's making the people stop and think, that's what
I would also add, because that's a good point. I think someone who's executed in the digital space and in real life, like you kind of see the impact of both was something that I had in mind. Like, because people have gotten real good at making social media or digital look like real life.
Me.
I mean, you actually do live it though, so I respect it.
I think what I meant when what I thought when you said that was someone that really is in the social world or respects social media as its own world and ecosystem. But
but that's true too. Like they know how to use it. Like they use it for social media. They don't use it for their personal diary and always. So I looked at that and then seeing, hey, did they do anything in real life that brought some people out? And I think that went into my person today too. So it's kind of so I don't know. I mean, I guess we get mine out the way since it's like a.
Should we?
It don't matter.
Kick it off.
Kick it off, Cook.
All right, drum roll. My creative of 2024 is Mr. K. Dot himself, Kendrick Lamar, ladies and gentlemen. Kendrick Lamar. So let my rationale that we can break down.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's what I thought. Of course, like that record comes out. And from there it's Mr. Standing on Top of the Hill. This is my principles. I'm a top rapper.
So question that kicks
early.
It off. Early.
Fuck all that shit. My question is.
So that kicks off the year for you.
I mean, for
like
him.
That.
For him.
I'm talking about for you to notice him. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because he wasn't doing anything before that this year.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Granted, I listened to him, but he wasn't in my.
He was underground, really.
He was out the way. He was out. He was in Jay-Z world in my mind. Like, will I get music for you? I don't know.
Right.
So to see that, it's like, oh, he's sharp. Like he's on it. Like, dope record, goes crazy. And then we all know the battle and what that happens.
I'm sorry. What we talking about? Like that?
That was like that.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. But then we talk about like the battle itself, and just for me, the execution of everything. Like it wasn't getting online lives talking about anything. It was art. Like any response he had, he put it through the art form, and I love that as a creative because I think it does a good job of don't look for my personal life outside of this. Like I don't. This is this. But this is separate from that,
Pausing the story, I think this is going to be interesting to see or try to make the connection between why we chose the person and how you show up as a creative. Because I can definitely see each of us, sorry listeners, I do have a little like inside knowledge. So each of the people that we met, right? Each of the people that we chose, I feel like kind of reflects either our ambition or like how we choose to show up in the creative world. But go ahead. Yeah.
No, So 1,000%, you're getting pretty much my synopsis of what I would want to do as a creative, right? But it's not only that play. It was also, again, when he did the pop out, that's when I was like, oh, he's really moving this another needle. Because now I've always thought that there was power in streaming cultural events. Like that is the avenue forward as far as like television goes in my mind. And the way that he executed that to do something that like ticket sales, we always talk about how like the bots get. Well, he refunded people that weren't from California so that the city could be there.
I didn't hear that one.
Like they had a thing where like Kendrick wanted it to feel like LA, where anyone that wasn't really in the area, some people were rejected tickets. Wow. Like, oh, like we want this to be home. Like, so to do something like that, his partnership with Cash App, and in the middle of this pop up, they're doing the PJ Lane commercials where it's like financial literacy is key. Like he's using this moment where everybody's watching to speak to financial literacy for the Black community.
Right.
And that's, again, forget what the world has going on. This is me to my people.
Right.
And then from that, we talk about all the way down to just the timeline to the GNX album where everyone's waiting for a project for you. And this is when you can go to the moon. You could have the Taylor Swifts on it. You could call Beyonce. You could do all of this. And you point the focus back to regional music and making regional rap stand forward. And I think to do all of that, even the vendors at the pop out were local vendors, Black-owned vendors that were in the arena. So, and the people that he brought in, like the team was Black. Like it represented everything that he said in the business side of it. So for me, you're talking about from, let's say like maybe April through now of, again, when you pop out, it moves the needle. It also shows your craft and talent because I haven't even dove into the lyrics. Like even to just say something on TV off, like at the end, walk into New Orleans with the etiquette of LA yelling mustard. Like you're predicting, I'm about to go to the Super Bowl and do this. Like the run is crazy. Yeah, Super Bowl, like come on, yo, like creatively for this year, Kendrick did numbers out of, I don't want to say out of nowhere, but considering that this was also an avalanche of a battle, how he moved it, just imagine the pivot as a business owner where you're like, yo, I'm chilling. Oh, we got momentum. Yeah. This is how I'm going to step on it. This is how I'm going to run. This is how I'm going to rap. And again, from Euphoria on rap-wise, bars are there, talent's there, and I think he won off Euphoria. But that's my thoughts. What y'all? That's a lot for Kendrick. Any what y'all think, man? I'm trying to set the bar for 2024 creative.
I can't deny anything that you said, but the thing that I think is one of the most impressive things is like the way his mind works. Did he do it off a reaction? I know like that was intentional. Like it's not like you just thought of, he could have thought of it on the spot, but he made a point to say what he said in the raps and the lyrics to come at the conversation that was about the big three and things like that. But that kind of fueling into the battle, which you kind of think that's going to start something, but you don't actually know. And then it's like that goes into the pop out, which comes from the battle. I don't think you have the pop out without the battle.
Yeah.
No.
Because
what do you perform?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So from that aspect of it, I think it's just a perfect pivot for you to have these things so streamlined. It looks calculated when it's not. Yeah. And on top of that, GNX, is that coming regardless? I don't know.
I would say, how do we know that none of this is calculated? Like, how do we know that GNX wasn't on the slate for the year?
You're right.
But it looks as if.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But that's so to
that's
that
the
point.
Perfect. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say to that point. There's a couple things that he does with that too, because like you said, he even on GNX when he talks about the heart, he talks about wanting to move into the position of executive and like putting on. So this album is an album where he's actually putting on artists. Like I look at this like Jay-Z's Dynasty album where you got Bleak, Siegel, all of them going through it, and to do this off of, again, plan or pivot, we can't call it because also his turnaround time and product throughout the year has been crazy.
Right.
Like we just got first person shooter mode this year, and he replies to that.
Right.
Then you just get the whole argument of Wayne getting upset about the Super Bowl. First record, whacked out murals. Guess my hard work let Lil Wayne down.
Yeah.
Irony.
It's
like,
so long. The year has been so long.
But all of that to the point of like, yo, this man has completely been in a time where things pass fast, captured moments.
Yeah.
And he did it on holidays, like when everyone's free and available to pop out happen on Juneteenth. Like, man, 10 out of 10. I could even say, like, I even have a playlist for the pop out like the songs where he shows you throughout the years how he was talking about the industry. 10 out of 10, yo. He stood on the business, man. I have been a Kendrick fan. I would say I listened to Section 80, but Good Kid, Mad City was the one that really like did it for me. And to see what he did this year, yo, I can't pass that crown to no one else myself. So Cook's Creative of the Year is definitely Kendrick Lamar.
For sure.
Who up next?
I like it. You want to go? You want me to go?
No, because mine's is music. So I feel like we need a break in the vibe.
So, J-Law's Creative of the Year.
Drum roll, please.
Joshua Vides. I don't know if anybody has heard of him. He's a visual artist out of California. He kind of popped out onto the scene in, I'm going to say like 2017, 2018. And his most infamous piece that got him, I guess, popular was he took the Air Force One and he does this sketching on it to make it look like a drawing. So the entire brand of what he does is called Reality to Idea. So he takes real life objects and does his artwork on it in like a sketch feature aspect of it, and it makes it look like a drawing. It's really crazy. Well,
it's hard to explain. Yeah.
Exactly, but
we'll pull up images.
Yeah, we'll pull up images.
You'll get it
for y'all. But I thought his run this year was very concise, but very impactful. Basically from the collaborations that he does. Two things to note: he collaborated with different brands such as Bape. He actually ended the year with Under Armour in the NFL, which was crazy. He also did. Hold on, I got notes.
Get the notes.
Let's go.
He did a collaboration with X-Men. And also
X-Men,
Wait,
really?
like the Marvel?
Yeah.
Talk me through
hard.
it. Hold on.
Exactly.
I'm gonna Google this now.
And also Astro Boy. So it's one thing where you talk about these cultural things that I feel like will always stand the test of time, especially when you think about Bape in the culture. For him not to be like, I don't want to say Asian, but Bape started out in like eastern of part of the world, and for it to make its mainstream in the early 2000s, and for you to do a collaboration with them 20 years later in 2024, I thought it's just crazy in terms of the objects that you use from that standpoint. And the thing is just the nature of his work is so distinct where when you see it, you know it's
you
him.
automatically know.
And I think when you're an artist, that's the main thing that you look for is like your standard, your profile, that people know what you stand for. as you create, when they see a piece, they don't have to have your name attached to it and they know it's yours. So I thought that was great in his collaboration with that. But on top of that, he also created this company called Cut Once, where he uses objects and brings them to life. So he'll do these things where he'll create coat hangers or like clothing racks, and they look like a piece of art, but they're functional for people to use. And I think that's so interesting because I think I'd like to think of my world where I live like a museum and things like that, but to be functional at the same time. So for him to do that, on top of have all those collaborations, I think is very impactful to the culture. And I think he hit a lot of standpoints with the culture from that standpoint too.
So again, I'm going to ask you, do you have any brands that you would like to collaborate with?
Off top, I would say I would love to do a sneaker. So I would love to do Jordan Brand. That's where I grew up as like one of my favorite shoes. So that's one of them. And also, I would actually like to do something with, this sounds crazy, but Old Navy.
Okay.
Old Navy was a staple for me, like growing up, the clothing, and I actually still buy it now. I actually bought my girlfriend workout set from Old Navy for Christmas.
Right down the Christmas
flex the good gift.
Flex
the good call back to earlier.
Exactly. So I definitely would want to do a collab with them, but this stuff like this stuff that I see here is just more motivation for me and what I want to do.
That's super
Yo,
dope.
Kayla hit it right on the head early. We all picked our
for real.
look ahead.
Yeah.
I said you. I'm saying you were right.
Exactly.
But because yeah, I see you in all of this in terms of like the art is, because your art is very unique and people will see it and like
Automatically
that's law.
know,
That's law.
Yeah.
And I mean, looking at his collaboration, like you said, the Under Armour one, crazy this year. I'm surprised you didn't say Under Armour just because that's home base. But I feel like that's there for you.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
is.
there for you.
It
you know.
is.
Then there's the New Balance, Uniqlo. He's had quite a few, and I'm even looking. He even did something for Tyler the Creator. So I mean,
Yeah, Chroma Coke, yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, and didn't you say you saw one of his?
Yeah, when I went to LA, was it for Vlog? No. Why was I in LA? No, I was in LA for Rolling Loud.
Oh, okay.
I was in LA for Rolling Loud and Dreamville. It was because Cole was, there we go. It's all coming back to me now, y'all. Cole was headlining Rolling Loud. That's the only reason why I went to Rolling Loud, because I do not like Rolling Loud. It's too much rapidy rap, too much boy rap. So Cole was there, and they did a pop-up at Matte Black, which is the coffee shop that he designed along with some of his partners, I believe.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's like a totally immersive experience. It's like you're walking into a comic book. Everything is black and white. Like the chairs look 3D. It's super dope. And then they put Dreamville. They had their, I had the hoodie on. It's all coming back, yeah. So I had the hoodie on, and maybe like the second pod we did, I had the hoodie that I got from the coffee shop.
Gotcha.
So word, shout out to him.
And I think it's so interesting that you say that, because like what makes it so distinct is he uses his artwork in functional forms. Like it's an actual coffee shop.
It's a whole
you can
shop,
buy coffee, you can drink there. It's a cafe, but it's immersed in his artwork.
Yeah, and they
his
do
style.
several pop-ups. Like Dreamville was just one of a dozen people that they hooked. I think they did, Disney and Mickey did one. So everything was like Mickey Mouse themed. It was really, really dope.
Exactly. So, I mean, Cookie, I
I was gonna say. I mean, I like this is why I really value you, because you definitely bring the people who I need to be like
tapped into.
Yeah, for sure. And this also does feel like your brand. Let me ask you this: where do you feel like artistry wise? What field would you want to go into next? Like, is it product, home design,
streetwear?
Like, yeah. Where do you feel like you want to take it?
This is actually a preview because I plan on doing this in 2025, but it's definitely product and clothing.
Okay.
So using my art, and I've done it in the past, but I want to take it to a whole new level on top of doing collabs. I think that's so cool when you can put artistry on things that already exist, and it makes it a whole different experience. It makes it a whole different thing for people to cop, and it's kind of just psychological because like you go back to the coffee shop, you're buying a bag of coffee, but it feels so special because it's his artwork on it.
Yeah.
But it does the same thing. It grinds and you drink coffee for.
Hey, sometimes they get different beans and shit.
Yeah,
my nigga.
you're right. I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm a tea drinker. So, right, exactly. But I really want to tap into more of the objects and like the clothing for my artistry.
I love like houseware. I think if I was to ever get back in my design bag, it would be like home goods, like pillows and shit.
For sure.
I think for me, I'll take it to like functional creative shit like hard drives. Like I want to like redesign some things like that.
I like that.
I mean,
I like
I'm
that
creative.
though.
Like, if I design it, I also want to be able to use it because there goes cost into designing something too.
Facts.
So I want to make sure it's functional. I like that vision though.
Yeah.
This definitely okay. Shout outs to J Law guys.
Shout out J-Law. All right, y'all.
Round us out. What
Big
you got?
Mama.
What you got? What you got?
Big Mama.
I'm sorry. That was just like the.
That wasn't a preview. Let's
be clear.
Apologies.
Lotto bad and all.
I know that's not who you were referencing.
I know that ain't who I think it is. Anyway.
Try again.
Next time, folks.
My creative of the year is, I don't have to have a drum roll because the girl is the girl. And her name is Doechii.
Yes.
And when I tell you, this woman has just stole all of my attention when it comes to female rap this year, and rightfully so. So let's just take it back to how I was introduced to Doechii, and I think it kind of like lays the groundwork for why I chose her as creative of the year. I was scrolling one day and I saw that she released a freestyle when she was doing, I believe this was the Swamp Sessions. Every day she was posting a song. Every day she was making a song and posting it immediately that day.
Can I get a timeline? What's this? Is this year or?
This was this year.
Oh, okay.
That I seen it.
Okay, gotcha.
But it was leading up to her her mixtape that dropped. Okay. So she was doing this every day to kind of get marketing out there. But she was doing this before, probably a few years back, when she was just trying to get into the practice of her artistry. And I thought that was super dope. When I read the caption, she was like, yeah, I'm just practicing this every day to kind of get into the flow of using my pen and also sharing it to the masses. And I think a lot of creatives, that's where we get hung up on, is like doing things and then pushing it out and showing and getting direct feedback to people. So immediately I was clocked in because I'm like, oh, this girl is disciplined and she can rap. So what is this and how is this going to go? So I'm going to get into her accolades as far as what she has done this year. iPad here. She is Variety's hitmaker of, hip hop disruptor of the year. I can read, I swear to God. Visionary. She won the Visionary Award at the Give Her Flowers Award, Grammy Award nominated, 3 times Grammy Award nominated, Best Rap Album. This is not even her debut album. Best Rap Performance, and also Best New Artist. She also is featured on Tyler, the Creator's Balloon song, which is on the, Chromacopia was #1 for 3 weeks in a row. Just have to always give my shout outs to my fave. And then she did her Tiny Desk that you all watched, of course. Then she did the late night television performance, choreographed by herself.
Come on now. What else?
The girl is the girl. Sold out tour. Debut album, but it's just a mixtape. Honestly, I can't wait to see what Doechii is going to do in the new year. I definitely,
What's the last thing that she dropped? I didn't see. It was like a show.
It was titled a TV show for Denial is a River. I personally believe that it's her music video.
But they're still promoting it, right?
Okay,
gotcha.
It comes out January 2nd, but by the time y'all listen to this, it will be coming out the next day?
The next day.
The next day?
Yeah.
So yeah, she's coming out with it's Denial is a River, the TV show, but I believe it's gonna be a music video. But maybe it's like mini sketches, I believe, is going to come out. She just dropped one the other day where she was slapping the shit out of people. It was hilarious. But I think she's going to do a few of those where she's also interested in acting. So
make marketing fun again. That's one thing that I've noticed with her, and I don't even, if you said Doechii's name in July, I wouldn't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but now you do.
Exactly. And I don't even follow her music, but I've listened to it. I've seen her Breakfast Club interviews, learned more about her. And the run that she's on and what she's doing, I love it, man. It's one of those things that's so refreshing. Yeah,
that's how I would describe her as well.
Yeah, honestly, when I see her project, the one thing I really loved is working a record. It's this is one project, and people are like, "Yo, how long are you gonna carry this on? How long is?" But ever. You gotta hit these circuits. You gotta hit these markets, because at the end of the day, even if you get in front of 5 new people, that's helpful, right? But she's been killing it, not only creatively, but again, you look at the looks, the styles, the credits to the people who came before, when she credited Solange, and I forgot the other gentleman who helped inspire her late night show performance, right? And just in general, Doechii can rap.
Yeah, the girl is talented.
She can rap, and so everything that they're doing, I think, has been they checked all the boxes as far as this year's goal, with not only getting her out there with her name and brand, but again, even choosing Denial is a River as the lead single, where it's a therapy session.
I don't know if that's her lead single, but
I mean, as far as like, again, she hit that on the late night show. Like, it's been like, and then whatever this song is, or show series is coming. So I like it. I think she got the list too. So I give you that for sure.
Oh, and we forgot the one that she did with Issa when she was
Why
yeah.
not?
No.
She's been on a run. Like you forget all the shit that she has done because the girl is really like running up the numbers.
No, for real.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see what she has. Another thing, and the last thing that I would say that I love about Doechii is her YouTube presence. Like, she started as a YouTube girly. She would make vlogs. They're still up, too. That's what I love as well. Like, all the old shit that she did is not erased. Like, document the journey and show the progress. Like, she was just a girl on YouTube expressing her creative frustrations, just like we all are. And, yeah, I love that. So, shout out to Doechii. Can't wait to see what she does in 2025.
Shout out to Doechii for sure.
It's interesting because I think, like, with the creative prowess that she has, and for her not to be independent and signed to a label, how much do you think is her? How much do you think is the label? Do they just give her the creative freedom? I always want to know the back end. We probably won't know, but I'm always interested because I think it can go both ways, where a label can stifle somebody and then a label can give somebody full force creative energy. And it looks like she's given the freedom to do what she wants, and I love it. But I also want to, because there's always a train that's behind that's pushing somebody, whether it's budget and all that type.
I like how they also integrate the label without stifling her. Like even like Nissan Ultima video where she's riding with J Rock, Absol, and Isaiah Rashad. Q comes out and denials a river.
Okay.
Thing, but even like just all these small integration stuff with SZA, her and SZA on FaceTime, like
she opened for SZA back in her last tour. So
please, Kendrick and SZA, let Doechii open for y'all in 2025.
That would be great.
I would greatly appreciate it because I already have my ticket. So thank you. That would be
off topic. Can I bring this up? The SZA thing with.
Can I bring this up? With her leading with Punch.
She's still with TDE though, right?
I don't know. I just asked somebody this. I think she's not.
Because to announce that after the album and it's the deluxe, it sounds like
it sounds real sketchy, right? I feel like that was her last album under contract.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's with TDE or just not fucking with the manager, but I'm pretty sure she might be leaving TDE, and maybe that's another reason why Doechii may be coming on. So that as like a person to go on tour with them because TDE probably already has money tied up in this tour. That's my theory, but I'm not really sure.
That makes sense though.
And I mean, she's also killing.
And you've been calling them predictions.
Hey, I've been on it.
When we get the bag, we're gonna have somebody that can go through and like look up when we were actually right about stuff.
Like have a tally.
Put a ding in.
Right. All right, y'all. So I have a question about: do you think Doechii is gonna win any of these Grammys? And I'm gonna tell you which categories and who she's up against. All right. So this is gonna be a thing where if we are right, we're right.
I don't put the faith in the Grammys.
Okay, you don't? Okay, we really don't give a fuck. Let's put that on record. We don't really give a fuck.
We are
about
on Grammys.
Yeah. All right, but it would be great if she won one for a mixtape. Okay, so she's nominated for Best Rap Album. She's up against Eminem, Cole for Might Delete Later, and Common and Pete Rock. That's it. I think she has a chance.
I think she has a chance.
Right.
Honestly,
I heard him.
Unless it goes
but getting
to
Eminem's out of here for me.
I didn't even hear it, but I can't.
I'm sorry, Common.
I think
Common.
I feel like that's something that the Grammys would be like, yeah, give it a Common.
Right.
I feel like they're just gonna give it a Common because
they don't want the holiday party to be awkward afterwards. You know he's gonna be there. Hey, Common.
That's a TV skit.
You know? Fuck, we gotta give it a Common.
When you say that what's going up against, I don't see why not.
I think she might win Best Rap Album. That'll be crazy.
And I want to give.
What a weak year.
You know, where's the rest of the shit?
I heard a lot of music.
Yeah.
What?
Unless I'm tripping, y'all. Put it in the comments if I'm missing something. But this is from my research.
Yeah,
and that's the only things that are nominated.
It Might Delete Later has an asterisk.
Hard asterisk.
In terms of this album of the year.
I would be pissed if this is the album that J. Cole wins Best Rap Album.
That's crazy.
Oh, no.
That's crazy.
Nah. Yeah. Give that back.
What if it is?
Give that back.
When you look up what's...
Not you looking at the ad-lib.
I'm trying to
make sure this shit right.
No.
Who? All right, so I think that's
and I like
Pete
Rock. I'm sorry. I don't want to disrespect Pete Rock. You know what I mean?
All right, and Best New Artist, I think, is a rap. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Curmudgeon? I don't know who that is. Probably some white person. Sabrina Carpenter, I think, is probably going to win. And Shabuzi, even though he got number 1 for a couple weeks, a lot of weeks, I don't think he's going to win.
And then Doechii. Battle.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah. I call Sabrina Carpenter as best new artist just off the strength of what she did. Shout out to her. Shout out to the white girl.
Yeah, all the strength of my niece knowing Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go with
So
that.
I think we have to go with and then for best rap performance, I ain't even gonna go through it. Kendrick is gonna win that. Is for Like
down.
That or Not Like Us. So I think if my girl wins best rap album,
this is the year to do it.
No,
like
it is. Not saying that she can't do it in the future, but you ain't up against much.
like that. This is I mean, it's not as like bad as.
And it's considered her debut.
It's a mixtape.
It's a mixtape. It's not even the album.
Oh wow.
I mean, congratulations to her for even being in these categories.
No,
off
for
a
real.
mixtape.
Nominated 3 times. Yeah.
Sheesh.
I think she can. I definitely think she can get rap album of the year. I would be very surprised to see
Cole
for sure. If they give it to Eminem, that's definitely come on, yo.
Yeah.
Because
What
I
he
didn't
doing?
even know Eminem came out with an album this year.
The funny thing is, the best verse on his album to me was Jid.
Okay.
Oh, at least you heard it.
To me,
At least
yeah,
you
I mean,
heard it.
like, yeah, I mean, salute, but nah. Yeah, she should get that.
All right, y'all. Well, that was our, creators of the year.
Glad you brought stats and also
No,
like,
for
You
real.
know, a little
I mean, I
questionnaire.
know Kendrick won a couple things too. I should have brought out, but So this is like when you show up to school and that one
black
kid's
women.
prepared and you like, dang, I ain't really do the project like I could have did the project.
Also, black women, we got to come with our accolades and shit because
You
niggas
know.
try to, pretend like we ain't that girl.
No, fact.
So we got to show up with proof. Anyway, I digress.
I'm not one of them, but I understand what you're saying.
Right, like I'm like on this show, like I seen it.
Right.
I've seen it.
All right, y'all. Y'all know what y'all did to Kamala Harris.
Voted for. What you talking about? Did my
Not
part.
y'all, my bad. Y'all that's out
Can't
there in
relate,
the
but I
world.
understand.
I feel
Right.
you.
We see the country.
Anyway, y'all. All right, so next we're going to move into our rate and recommend section. This time we're going to shake things up with rating how we feel in general about the year 2024. Oh, Lord. What y'all think?
In general, I'm gonna say this year. I think we might say this every year.
Are we going to say for I'm sorry to cut you off, for personal, or are we talking like
I was going personal.
the vibe of the world?
Or
Trash. Nah, go personal.
we go personal. It went very fast, but I thought I learned a lot of lessons. So I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Damn,
Can we do a reflection? Like you want to like? Is there anything like that you want to that you
Gotta
can
get
speak
this man
to
a
from
weighted
the-
blanket.
No, so 6.5 is cool. It's like it's just
We get in there.
Another
So
year.
I think the main thing for me was my personal creativity wasn't at the top of its game, which I feel like it could have been. And it taught me to really plan ahead. And I look at other creators like Joshua Vides. I thought like those things don't come from you starting in January to say I'm gonna do this. So it really taught me, and I really came around probably July, August, where I'm like, I need to start thinking about 2025 early and not really just go off the vibes. So that's why I say a 6.5. It definitely wasn't a bad year, but I think I learned a lot to make 2025 very much better and more, I guess, potent, if you can say.
Do you feel that way because some of your projects are like longer term, or like some of the deals and things that you do have to be like thought about 6 months prior? Like, why do you feel that way?
I think for it to be as effective, my big thing is I don't put out anything if I feel like it's rushed, if I feel like I haven't put the time into it. So they take a lot of time to develop for it to do it right. I'd rather do it right than to be quick and it's not the product that I want. So a lot of things that I had in like my mind to what I want to do just didn't come out because I didn't have enough preparation. So it really taught me to really bet on myself and really propose for projects that I want to take as well. So do a lot of proposals to reach out to pitch. I haven't really done that in my career, like really at all. So doing that this year, it kind of put me in a different mindset for 2025, and it's paying off already.
I love that.
Yeah.
When I was more so like in visual art, I felt the same. Like I felt like I was always either pushing up against, because it's always a holiday. For me, when I was doing stationery, it's like, all right, Valentine's Day, all right, Christmas. And I look up and I'm like, damn, it's Christmas now. Like you have to be rolling out for product-based businesses. You need to be rolling out like 6 weeks before you're ready. So that means as an artist, you need to already have in your mind the product that you're going to start sharing with the world.
Exactly.
So I remember a lot of times. I can definitely relate.
You get it. And
I can definitely relate.
When that time comes, you never want to put out a product that looks like it was rushed as well. That's like the number one no, because now you're just doing shit just to do it.
And you can tell, too.
Exactly. So when those, and my art kind of relates to yours in terms of it's relatable to people based on the time of the year or things that come out or nostalgia and things like that. So if I don't have enough time, I'm just not going to do it. But that really stifles like the creativity because things aren't coming out.
And you also have to create the atmosphere too. I'm thinking about like even when like nostalgic pieces, you want to do like a proper rollout.
Exactly.
Then you have to be thinking like, how can I get people to care about this thing before I drop it? So, shout out to you.
Yeah, exactly. It was a lot of lessons. Let's say that. So next year I can really be on top of the game. Like I said, already planning for 2025 with a couple projects that I want to roll out.
Shout out to my guys.
Let's go. Hey,
yeah.
First of all, y'all killed that pick and roll right there.
You like that?
Y'all bodied that.
Listen, when it's real, you don't gotta practice it.
Hello.
Exactly. You don't gotta practice it.
Give and go.
It's natural.
Exactly.
Ligg, you wanna give yours?
Ooh. What would I rate the year?
I'm interested to hear yours.
You know, Jesus. Without me breaking down crying.
If we like guess what we thought the person's number would be.
Let's do it. I mean, I already went, but let's start with you.
Well, because I would have yours at like a 7.5 in my head. So that's
definitely.
So why not a 10?
Right?
I mean, no. Outside of
that be jumping sides. Like, yeah, that's crazy.
She switched sides like she just ain't saying yeah. That's crazy.
That's
nasty work first and foremost.
No. But you have done some dope projects this year, so I would have thought it was higher. So 6.5 is crazy.
And I said, yeah, you gave it 6. Don't hold me to a higher standard than yourself, King. But nah, I mean, I say 7.5 because I feel like you've executed and you've still been active. Like your work has been active. Only reason I don't give it a 10 is because I also don't think that you've been able to fully get in your bag of your visions. Like these are everything that I see is pretty much a project that's big, but it's also by someone else's entity and direction.
There you go.
You know, and it's not your own.
Real.
And it's not your own. So I think
I like constructive criticism.
Yeah,
that's something I can take home and I can sit on it. And
but look, 1 out of 10, right? Like,
but you wanted a 10,
right? See, I'm trying to help you grow, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
But yeah, like I would say that, like I mean, even in some other areas, like. I think your lead and creative direction is going to be what moves it. That's all.
This is so sweet. So cute. I love when men do this. Like, they just bro out. I'm like, y'all want to hold hands? Like,
kumbaya.
This is really sweet. But yeah, so this time we wanted to what?
So
you
should
say
we
what
guess
I think
before we
Okay,
all right, go ahead, Law. What you got her?
I'm honestly say a 8.5. Do I give a reason why?
I mean, you might as well.
Okay. 8.5.
We're here.
What have you noticed?
What I've noticed is from where the year started, of kind of like a switch up in your world, of becoming a full-time entrepreneur, the reaction to it wasn't, and from my eyes, wasn't drastic in terms of like, oh, damn, what I'm going to do, or I'm not going to keep up. Yeah. So I think that's an 8 right there. Yeah. 8.5 in its own. Like, it was a pivot reaction on your Kendrick shit. Like, things happen and you
got the pop out.
Exactly. So that's why I'm gonna give it 8.5. Okay. The things that I've seen you do, and it's not even from like, I'm not even thinking of your business client perspective. I'm thinking about what you put out to the world, like as a creative. Like, you do a great balance of, your client work, but also things for the culture, what you comment on your YouTube, your growth. Like, I'm gonna give it a solid 8.5.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 9, yo. Like, that's not even to do too much. Like, legit, like, because you talked about the pivot, right? And shout outs to K-Ligg for being transparent on here and talk about like what happened, right? And that's one area. Like, the business was thriving, sure, but who you became as a content creator and influencer, like watching the reels, like even just being captivated all the way to even now your YouTube that drops every Friday, like you have managed to execute the various sides of you in a digital space without losing the brand quality. And that by itself, to Law Point is like your 8.5 range, like off rip.
Yeah.
And then I take into the experiences like the video you just did with the concerts for the year that you went to.
Did a lot of shit.
But even how you recaptured that and repurposed that content, I was like, damn, that's crazy.
That's why you
and
always
I was like,
the journey.
yeah, I was looking at the comments on TikTok like, yo, everyone's like, yo, that's dope. Oh, I want to add up how much I spent on concert. Or, you know, even just getting a feel of the taste of music you have and even the places you travel. You freaking went to London. Like,
I did go to London.
Like, in the same year of losing your job, that's a flex.
Exactly.
Like, so I go 9. That's outside looking in, but how you feel?
How do I feel? I think it's a good mix of the two. I'm gonna say an 8. For a similar reason of, damn, I really did that shit. And at the same time, I'm like, damn, I'm really doing this shit. So it's so many things that I want to do and how I want to like continue the journey. But I feel like this year has been a great, I can do it. Even like the thought of doing shit on my own, making my own money and being able to sustain myself was absolutely like a fairy tale 2 years ago, last year, even January, this time last year. And now I'm like, yeah, I have invoices that pay my rent and I get to like show up creatively. And my life is paid for, thank God. And I'm still looking over. I'm like, I traveled, I went to concerts. Like nothing has to change drastically about my quality of life. So being able to like sustain myself on my creativity alone this year has been a 10 out of 10. Me mentally having to do that is what brings it down to a motherfucking 8.
Got you.
That's the inside of that.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know that
mentally having to like depend and like my creativity is paying the bills, which is great. But at the same time, like people are putting money behind the fact that I can put something on Instagram and it's going to do numbers and it's going to engage. I'm putting my trust in something that I can't control, which is insane. Like my rent is due.
Exactly.
It's
due. But yeah, so what I'm going into 2025 with is the understanding that if I'm going to continue to do this shit, I'm going to have to get my mental in order because that's what's going to stand in the way of me being able to sustain this versus running back to a 9 to 5.
For sure.
So,
Are you surprised at your year?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Gotcha.
First of all, me losing my job is crazy. Like, me getting elected was not going to happen. Like, I always saw myself maybe eventually going full time. Eventually with an asterisk. Like, that was never like, all right, I'm going to put in my 2 weeks tomorrow. Like, hell no, I'm going to get this check and these benefits and I'm going to do this content creation shit on the side because, you know, I still have the time to do it. So why not get 2 checks? So being laid off in February and being actually forced to figure it out, not even forced, like for me to even choose not to do it, like choose not to look for another job was a mind switch and just a no-brainer.
Yeah, and I really do love that. Like, I love that you kind of, I mean, you are who you proved yourself. You are who you say you are. Like, you proved that. And I also do love that you found a way to figure it out in your own terms, because I think oftentimes people assume that without a job, someone's falling apart. Like, and I mean, yes, there are the responsibilities that you have that take over your mind, but you also find the freedom to actually be who you want to be. And I think you're evolving to that too. Like, I think this year was like a transition to, I can't wait to see what 25 look like.
Man, I feel like I've already been like 3 different people in the later half of my 20s, moving into my 30s. Like, I can only imagine what the fuck else I got up my sleeve. So, yeah, shout out to guys. Shout out to traveling. Shout out to my niggas and them for putting me on and finding me, you know, some clients out there. Shout out to all my clients that pay me on time, Lord.
And early.
And early.
We love
you
those.
know? Somebody text me like, "Oh, girl, you ain't send me your invoice." You know what? I damn sure did. Pay me.
Thank you, my good
shout
sister.
it.
Exactly.
So yeah, I had a good year though.
I like that.
All right.
What about you, Cook?
Y'all guessing?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're going to guess.
All right, what it look like?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you a strong 7.5.
Okay.
I feel like as our leader, our fearless leader, that we did a lot of shit, and I think we've executed your vision well. Shout out to us being star players. And I would like to say that maybe there's more to come. And I feel like you're just finding your footing and also like putting boundaries up. that you're moving into 2025 with more boundaries than you did maybe in the beginning of the year. So I think maybe that's why I would knock you down a few pegs.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
And also, yeah, that's it. Because everything we can't talk about on this camera.
Exactly.
But go ahead.
I was going to give a 10, but a 10 is kind of crazy because if it's a 10, that means like there's no room for improvement. So I'm going to give.
Because he had a great year.
Right.
You can do better, dog. Like, damn.
I'm going to give a 9.75, and that's the only reason because it's always room for improvement. But the reason why I say that is because meeting Cook on the journey since 2018 when we met, and seeing where he is now executing the vision with CTL and Network, this is like, I think the strongest year since I met Cook and like his creative vision, his creative prowess with what he wants to do in whatever
I love that
avenue that is. And I think from us building a team, like you built the team off rip. Like when you go into this creative shit, a lot of things you're doing on your own, which not saying that you didn't do in the past, but like you came into this version or this season and like, I can't do this by myself. So I'm going to tap on the people that I feel like respect what I do, find value what I do, and see if they going to ride with me. If not, that's cool. There's no love lost. But people that's here are the people that's here. And I think we've been able to execute. We're here doing the podcast. We had shows that we did season 1s for. We had in-person events. And it's all off the strength of your vision. Like, you can't say this wasn't a crazy year. And we all take it with a grain of salt, and we all don't want to get cocky because, you know, it's more to do and more to improve on. But, bro, I gotta take my hat off to you. Like, this is crazy, bro.
Can we pause in the story of how hard it is to get people to show up for you off rip, off love, off respect of your creativity? That alone, to get people, we have a fucking engineer. We have people behind the scenes,
man.
We definitely
doing things for us.
Like,
you
come
know?
on now.
Yeah. Yo, yeah, that's. Hey, man, I can't. Dang, dog, I appreciate
and
that.
that takes you, and just puts in perspective who you are as a person. Because
that's
for people that do that, it shows that they trust
you,
respect you, and find value in what you do. Even if it's you have people trusting you without a proof of concept. It's not like you saying, "Oh, this the budget, this the payroll. We doing this. I got these numbers. I got this." We've seen what you've done. Exactly. And
vibes.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I think you gotta really like be proud of that and what you've done from January to now. I'm thinking we had our in-person event last year. No, that was in March. You feel me? Like,
yeah,
it's crazy, bro.
Yeah. So what do you think about you?
Dang.
I know we gassed you up.
Nah, hey, I appreciate it. Thank you.
See how crazy
I was actually feeling. I was feeling a little low. Like, dang, like I did something, huh? Because it's been a long year, dog.
It's been a long year.
Like again, that's the CTLN pillar umbrella. Like I got a whole 9 to 5 that I had to go through. Yeah, I mean, and I'll be a bit transparent without be oversharing because I do think that. I mean, certain things ain't for online and all that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's been a trying year. Like as a creative that's trying to establish something that gets other creatives recognized, paid, all the things that they need to do, and have a voice. Building this has not been easy, but also building this while being under a system or around other people who don't necessarily value creatives the same way is a hard room to navigate, right? And I mean, even in this year, like we done dealt with loss of friendship for years, loss of had legal issues that we had to navigate, and to be able to produce this product and produce all that we're doing while navigating all these personal things. I'm proud of it. Like I'm proud of the team. Like first and foremost, like the team.
Shout out to our
team. Team brings. I think for me, the team brings this to an 8. Mm-hmm. Like for me in my year, 8.5. Let me put something.
That's right.
Did you have me at a 6, a 7?
Oh damn!
You had me at a 7.5.
7.5.
Oh shit! I was wrong.
Actually, you made me feel worse about myself. Like, maybe I didn't do good.
It was way off.
I didn't do nothing. But there was that. But I mean, there was, to your point, a lot of proof of concept this year. Prior to 2024, I had a pitch deck where I had talked to mad people like, yo, we're going to do these shows. We got like 3 for Instagram and we got 2 for the YouTubes. And everyone's like, that's cool. Do one. Like, my team got motion. Like, we can do this. And we literally pulled off 2 shows for Instagram, pulled off creating 3 BTS the series. I did a clip of episode of like this was the year of proof of concept. So to be able to produce all that we did to the quality that we did as proof of concept, as hey, this is our attempt to figure it out. Like I know it looks like it's polished to the degree of they got big budgets behind this. This was hey, what works? And to be honest, we at the end of the year figuring out what works, which is the pod and what we got in motion next. Which I say that for next episode.
Next
right?
episode.
Next episode.
There we go.
But beyond that though, too, again, navigating my own self journey as I find myself closing a chapter in a season of my own life, like that. Okay, I'm moving on. Like I'm actually looking at it as an overall whole, and there was some ups and downs. It's been a 5 years, but this year alone, I definitely think an 8.5 pulled out because we did some shit. We did some shit. To your point, the relationships that I could hold on to or that held on to me, I held on to those. And even looking at the team and what we've been able to do, like there's of course always space for the team to grow, but the people who like look at the consistency with the quality of people too. Like we talking about people who gonna have product design. We talk about top producers in the industry, like the people who we talk about behind the lens, Lou the legend. We talk about the Mac in the back, like we got so much, and that's not even including a team that's not in the room and on the ground because people show up consistently, And I think this has been a collective year to celebrate that for me. But I definitely think next year I'm gonna be a little bit more focused and a little more off the grid. So I can't wait.
All right. We going off the grid next year, y'all. Okay. I love that rating. That was good.
That was fun.
That was real thorough, wasn't it?
That felt good.
Look at us freestyling this.
We got to do a little kumbaya moment after that. That felt good. That felt real Oprah-like. Okay, so last part of our amazing podcast, we give resources to you amazing creatives. And I think as we're moving into 2025, this is going to be great because y'all need to, get your tools ready for the next year.
I want to give a resource, but do we want to recommend our upcoming creatives?
Oh shit, my bad. All right, let's cut this part here, and we're gonna do this again.
We're gonna roll. We're gonna keep it.
I'm about to say we keep it moving too. You got it. You're killing it.
Anyway, all right, y'all. So, all right, what we gonna do? What we gotta do? I'm sorry. We recommended what?
Recommend. All right, so we're going to give our creators who we recommend to keep a watch on.
Okay, you go ahead and put that in.
All right, perfect. So we are recommending our creators. You know what I mean? Since we typically do rate, recommend, resource. Our recommendation will be creators that you should keep an eye on for 2025. For 25 or just, sure. Recommend a creator to keep an eye on. Right. Why not? That feels good, right? That feels right because can't recommend someone for 24.
Yeah,
it's over.
Exactly.
Too late.
Exactly.
I got to start with my homegirl, Kia Turner. She is a journalist based out of Jersey. Jersey in the building. I don't even rep it often, but I'm here.
You don't. Sorry.
Now you got something to say.
That was real strong. My bad.
It was real strong.
You hear me? But Kia Turner, she's a journalist. She has done amazing articles for Complex. She actually did their wrap up of the year just now, where she talked about like impactful 10 things that happen. Also, she's actually on she started a show and podcast with, I want to get the names right because I value people's names. She did a podcast with herself, DJ Miss Milan, who is Doechii's DJ.
Absolutely, she is.
And Tatiana, and they have a show called Reasonable Dialogue, which is dope because Reasonable Doubt play on and Tatiana's actually a music editor in the industry as well. So again, 3 dope women in the music industry popping right now in the industry starting a podcast. I look forward to seeing their journey. So Kia Turner, that's family. Her social is Chasing Kia. So that's who I recommend for 25. So
that's
sorry,
beautiful.
that was it.
Shout out. For me, I will put a content creator that I follow that I think is going to continue to do dope things. Her name is Justine's Camera Roll. I've been following her for I feel like in 2024 she just took off. She really started doing series, sharing tips on how to become a content creator, sharing her real journey as how she's getting collaborations and brand deals. I believe she just got signed to Kensington Gray, which is like a really poppin' content creator hub marketing thingamajig that y'all know about already. Agency, that's the word for it. So yeah, shout out to her and shout out to the content creators that are continuing to push the envelope in 2025. So yeah, tap in with
Before law goes, I just want to say Kensington Gray, y'all might want to look at this young lady here to reach out to her because I thought she was gonna recommend herself. I thought she
sure. They're a little too bougie for me. I'm just gonna keep it a wrap. Like, I don't know if I fit in with the crew, but y'all continue to do y'all thing though. I'm just keeping a stack with you. I think I cuss too much.
For mine, I'm gonna go with homie from back home, G-Pack. He's a painter out of Baltimore. He's been doing incredible things now, but I think his trajectory is like always going higher and higher. And this year, I really noticed his artwork being very conceptual, very intellectual. He does this thing on TikTok where he comes out with a new piece and he explains it so well on TikTok. He gives himself maybe a minute, 90 seconds to explain the artwork that he goes through, and it's kind of just amazing because it's concise. I don't know if I should ask him, but I don't know if he like plans the script, but the way that he knocks it out is just very very easy flowing, and it makes you a part of the painting. Like you really know what it's about, and seeing it visually with the explanation coming in the background, it's amazing. So shout out to G-Pack, man. He's an acrylic painter, but his concepts are so deep. He's been doing this series based around dogs and like Dobermans and hound. I don't know dogs, but
Rottweilers. Yeah, I got you. Lions, tigers, and bears. All these dogs.
But just using that concept to really evoke emotion and things that we think about, like putting our mindset relating to dogs, I thought was very interesting. So 2025, definitely look out for him. His work is amazing. Follow him on Instagram _Gpack. You're in for a treat.
We love that.
Mm-hmm.
We love putting people on.
For sure.
And now we're gonna put you on.
Hey, see,
I like
that. What you talk about, man?
I'm having so much fun. Okay, we're gonna talk about resources now. We're gonna end our podcast sharing tools that you need for 2025. We got y'all. All right, 2025. What y'all giving the people? Resources.
Not ready yet.
I'll go.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, I'll go. So it's funny. I had one actually ready, but I was just thinking while you were talking about entrepreneurship, and I just went through this. One thing, I'm from Maryland, but I know it's in every state. When you're an entrepreneur, health insurance. Health insurance.
Let me tell you something.
This is the time of the year that I hate because when I had a job, once you get your health insurance, you got your health insurance. But every year, you have to apply for it. You don't have to, but it makes sense for you to apply for it if your income isn't consistent. If you're not making the same exact salary, apply for it because you get different tax credits. You could get on Medicare, you could get on Medicaid, and you just want to analyze what your income is so you can know what health insurance is best for you. But go to MarylandHealthConnections.org. They'll get you right. You can actually sit on the phone with a representative and go through the plans for the process, and it'll really help you out. It's a headache for me because I hate having to change. If I go to another health insurance that's cheaper, that means I got to find another doctor. Maybe a doctor doesn't take this health insurance, but it's something that you have to do being an entrepreneur. You kind of just got to accept it for it is what it is. But just want to put that out there for entrepreneurs. This is the season. The deadline is January 15th, I think. So make sure you definitely check that out and get some help.
You're such an adult.
Right? Like, I be listening like, man,
He's
I don't
such
do
an adult.
nothing.
I go through these things. And I just gotta share it because as much as it frustrates me, I gotta help out the next person.
You're such an adult.
I'm sorry.
I feel like these are the things that reasons why people don't become entrepreneurs.
It is
because of the things like taxes, health insurance, like the things that you're like, oh God,
responsibility.
Right. Like, how am I supposed to get health insurance? Like, you can't possibly get it if you're an entrepreneur and you don't have a job. Like, so I love that you share these tactical things. Like, yeah, you can just go get it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Obama.
No, real.
For real.
10 toes.
No.
Oh, y'all think it is?
Yeah, thank.
That was my most. I'm
Hey, we're not getting into politics, but
yeah.
shout out to Obama real quick. Just off
election
strength.
for me.
Just,
Yes.
just shout out to Obama. All right, so I'm giving y'all a book moving into 2020.
Continue.
People don't read.
Y'all better own it.
No, the funny thing is, I finally found one. I was like, oh, bet, a book. And then I was like,
Did you read the book though?
yo, what's up with you? Yo, what's up with you? Like, that's crazy. You think I'm gonna recommend a book?
2 days
I ain't
before the
read-
year
I
over
don't know.
crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah, my life at a
He over here Googling
7.5.
shit, y'all. He
Yo.
just over here Googling. He don't
Nah,
know, he ain't even
We
read.
I
on
had
Google
two
Drive.
options.
Okay. Ooh. Now he done spelled
Let's
something. Okay,
finish it
y'all.
out,
All right,
Sean.
I'm sorry. I am recommending the book Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Is it the same book?
No, that's
okay.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a really good book.
I agree. I read that book in 2020 when I first began my first business journey, my first time actually putting myself out there creatively, and it made me, number one, get rid of that critic in the back of my head that, oh, I'm not good enough, or the thoughts of other people's feelings about whatever I was putting out. She also had a great point, and this is just a little taste of the book. She also had a great point about how ideas aren't your own. They kind of move from person to person, and if an idea comes to you and it doesn't necessarily belong to you. I love that. Like, idea is always wait, hold on. It gets deep, y'all. The goal of the idea is just to become fruitful. Like, the idea just wants to become reality. So if you have the idea and it doesn't become reality through your vessel, it can go on to Cook. It can go on to J-Law, and it doesn't belong to you, and you can't look at that person like, damn, you stole my idea. Is that it doesn't really belong to you if you didn't act on it. So some of the things that are creative principles in my life I got from this book. So it's called Big Magic. Go read it. It'll change your fucking life.
Yeah, no, that's a really great book recommendation, actually. I love that one a lot.
I'm going to need to read it because I never heard of it.
I'm going to gift it to you.
There we go.
There we go. Look at the team. Oh, speaking of, I left that. But yes, I like that one. And to the point of, like, when your ideas come to you, how it is on you to own it. That's been why it's like, yo, let's just proof of concept. Let's figure out what it look like. So, perfect book. My book recommendation, then I'm going to give something else to add a little season into my recommendation.
Do what you do.
The book The Alchemist.
Oh, I love that book.
That book, especially for a creative, really just finding your personal legend, like what that looked like. For those who tap into it, I don't want to get too much into the synopsis. And yes, I read the book.
I know, y'all.
We can talk about it off camera. I ain't no spoilers. But that book is definitely one that kind of just speaks to, like, again, just your own journey and finding your way through and navigating to finding what it is to become who you want to be. So I like that as a recommendation. And the second, I actually recommend this. This is for someone like myself who time, attention, like I can get locked into something and be going for hours. So this is an Amazon product, which is just a timer that is automatically set to different times that I can turn it over to. So it helps me stay focused. And this is the Moose digital clock. I had to look it up on my phone, but
I love that.
I recommend that too.
Do it for the exact opposite reason. Sometimes as a creative, I struggle with the thought of how long shit is going to take me. So sometimes I just need a timer for 10 minutes. Like, all right, it's probably my ADHD, yo. So I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes and 10 minutes will go by and I'm already, like, in the flow. So sometimes I need a timer just to, like, ignite the start of my creativity and what I need to focus on. Sit me down for like 30 minutes so I can get some shit done. So yeah, y'all, any last words? This is our last podcast of 2024, and I just want to say thank you, everyone who is listening and watching and supporting. Like, we really appreciate y'all, and can't wait to see what we do in 2025, because we're gonna come right back at you.
Yes.
Every Tuesday with a podcast about some shit that you want to listen to.
Exactly.
Yes.
I love it.
All right, y'all.
Out.
Catch y'all next time. Happy New Year.